Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today, I just want to talk about the job market in Canada in general, and also because I've been getting some questions from different people, and this is something I also wanted to talk for quite a long time now, and I actually haven't had a chance to talk about. So today, I just want to mention a few points from my experience and some of the things that I have come across in terms of articles, news, and the current trend. So I would just like to share with you guys. Please take all of this information with a grain of salt, because what I am going to be telling you guys, it's very generic information. Getting a job, as you guys know and mature enough to understand, that getting a job, it's all about your individual effort and your individual way of project yourself and impress yourself when you get the interview call. So let's just put that aside. I'm just going to explain and sort of share my knowledge in the overall employment landscape in Canada right now. So as we just begin 2022, okay, not like any other years that a new year means a fresh start. Things will be happening differently. This year doesn't really matter because you all know it's still in a pandemic, so it doesn't matter whether you're in 2021, 2022, it's January, December, it doesn't really matter. So because things are not in the right shape right now, right? We all understand that. So if I sort of break down the job market into three different sectors, okay, three different segments actually. So first of all would be white collar job, then your blue collar job, and your hourly labor roles. So I'm gonna point out these three factors, but what are these actually, right? So white collar jobs normally, in a very simplistic way, the people who actually go to office, you have an office setup. If you work there, those kind of jobs are actually white collar job, such as if you're an accountant, if you're a marketing manager, if you're an HR person. Supply chain, commercial finance, these are all white collar jobs, even IT as well. Blue collar jobs are more a tradesmanship, right? So if you're a welder, if you are builder, if you're a bricklayer, if you are any type of laborer, right? Or if you are if you work in a manufacturing site, if you're machine operators. So jobs like these are the blue collar jobs. And then we have the hourly laborers. Those jobs are mainly you're a sandwich maker in a restaurant, or a barista, a cafe attendant, a customer service person in a restaurant, a waiter, waitress. So things like that. So I can probably go on and on, but just wanted to give you a quick breakdown into three different categories, literally, right? So right now, as you all know, Canada, particularly Canada, has been taking a lot of people, especially migrants from different countries. This is one of the hot countries, or probably be the hot country that everybody is now planning to come, or coming, or have come in the recent years. So you have a pretty solid amount of population in this country. But at the same time, we have pandemic, right? We have, things are happening not in the right direction. Things are a little bit challenging for everybody. You call it economy, you call it the government, the societies, everywhere. You have challenges, right? So without going into so much detail into those areas, only thing I want to mention in the very beginning, before me mentioning other things, is the supply is there, but demand is not enough to cope up with the supply. When I say supply, means you have enough talents, right? You have enough talents in the market, but the market is not hot, as the recruiters would say. Means you don't have enough jobs. You have jobs, but the jobs are not actually well diversified, right? It's a very strange situation right now, obviously, and this video probably be for the people who are planning to come to Canada, or in the process of coming to Canada, or you have just landed, or you're thinking about it, right? So I'm gonna just point out, I've done a bit of reading, and everybody's pretty much saying the same thing. All the recruitment agency sites, I'm actually looking into my notes in here, all other websites that I can pretty much see and check and sort of understand what are the hot jobs or trendy jobs right now. Pretty much they're all the same thing, but then again, like I said, don't take as these are the gospel words. These are the only ones that are actually right now hiring people. But you can just hear me out. So there's quite a few things in here. If you are from finance background, accounting background, you need to think how well you can, in this challenging scenario, how well you can add value to the company. So in my list that I have in here, it tells me, okay, accounting clerk and accountants and finance personnel, right now in demand. But obviously, the role itself has actually shifted a lot more. So companies now don't just want somebody who can do the bookkeepings, do the regular journals, do the regular P&L management, but the company is now looking for somebody who can actually optimize the cost or actually add value to the company by doing some scenario modeling. Long story short, roles like this, if you're from finance background, you don't have to be demoralized, you don't have to be demotivated. Companies is still looking for people coming from the finance and accounting background, but what I'm saying is that companies now want a little bit more than your traditional roles if you would come from finance or accounting background. Okay, you need to understand how well you can present yourself if you get a call for interview. Okay, what extra thing you can do beside your regular traditional compared to a regular traditional accountant, right? So that's one thing. Marketing. If you are from a marketing background, then again you need to be able to present to the company how well diversified you are in terms of your knowledge. When I say that, means these days people are working from home, people are spending a lot more time in their phone, in the screen, YouTube ads and Google ads and all of these things and Facebook ads. Okay, you have a degree in marketing, but then why should I hire you but then not hire somebody who knows social media marketing? That would be much more cheaper probably, right? Because these days the whole media landscape has actually changed. The way people actually absorb information and get to see information is very different. So you need to present yourself in a better way, but there is still some demand. People actually would like to get the people who understand the marketing, understand the consumer psychology, understand the customer acquisition cost and all of these things, plus a lot more in the social media and the media, especially social media landscape, right? So that's another thing. IT project manager or somebody from IT background. Again, if you're from IT background, again, do not expect that a company will be hiring you just because you are a conventional and traditional IT person, right? Who would be picking up the phone, solving the problem and all these things. What they would be looking for is that, okay, understand the current infrastructure and advise us that how we can optimize things, advise us what's new out there, advise us on what other things we can adopt, and then so therefore that will result 2-3 other softwares or systems that we have, we can pretty much get rid of them. Okay, so companies now looking for those kind of approach from an employee. Okay, so keep that in mind. Roles like this, doesn't matter pandemic and COVID and all these things and the challenging situation right now, people are still hiring for these roles. But all I'm saying is that how you can sort of go one step above. And then rest of them that I have in my list, these are all, so these 3 items that I mentioned about accounting, finance, marketing, and IT, these things are white collar, right? There are some, again, all roles are relevant, all roles are related, all roles are still in demand. But then again, these 3 things in my mind, the people actually are looking for, because you guys can add value in a much more efficient way now. And then rest of them that I have, another point I need to mention about the white collar role, another role, HR personnel, right? HR and diversity / talent acquisition / recruitment. So this is still a very, very hot right now, and I think this would be one of the key role or key area that people will be hiring, because hiring people right now, it's very challenging. As I already mentioned about the other 3 roles, right? that nobody wants that, a traditional person, a traditional accountant, a traditional marketing person, right? People want above and beyond that. People want a lot more from those roles. So for the HR, now the job is to actually evaluate that, what else that above and beyond, what else that extra, evaluate that, articulate that in the job advertisement, and then get the right talent for the company, so the company can invest on the right person. So this is a very challenging scenario right now to actually hire people, the right person, to hire right person, to hire right people. So again, so these four would be, in my mind, would be very, very trendy for at least for quite a long time in the Canadian job landscape, job market. And not only that, even in because I came from Australia, so Australia would be pretty much very similar. So if you are somebody is looking for Australia, you can also take this advice. Then the rest of the roles that I have in here listed, these are all your blue collar role. Okay, what are these? Truck driver, or generic driver, that he can drive forklift, he can drive pickup van, he can drive heavy vehicles, right? So drivers, it's very, very crucial right now. You guys probably heard a lot about the driver shortages in the UK, in other countries as well. Same in here in Canada as well, and I'm pretty sure there's exactly same things happening in Australia. Because why? Because of the government mandates, right? If you're not vaccinated, you cannot come to work. So if you're a driver, you also fall under the same logic. So some people are not, ready to get the vaccine. Some people are not, probably, for whatever reason. I don't want to get into that. But anyway, so if you're unvaccinated, you cannot drive. And just imagine that in one big truck, right? One person is driving that truck. How much item you have in back of your truck? Just imagine that. So that can literally shut one, or at least 50% shut down one whole superstore, right? So that's a big problem. So now companies now looking for drivers like mad, literally crazily. Okay, so that's something, something can be something you guys can keep in mind. Again, it's not like you're car driving, but if you know how to drive big truck, if you know how to drive, I forgot the actual name, but you understand what I'm actually talking about, the container truck, right? The heavy truck. So that is number one priority right now for all the companies, especially if the companies are a company which is, deals with companies that deal with the physical product, and they have stores and they need to bring the items on the port to their store. And then you have a lot more roles related to building and development. Okay, so if you're a welder, if you know welder, again, same logic. If the people are not vaccinated, they cannot come to work. If people are sick, if they have, if they actually have COVID or other sickness, because these days people are very cautious about it, right? Even if you sneeze once, you're out of the sight, you're out of the scene. So if you're a welder, if you're a bricklayer, if you're a general laborer, if you're somebody who is a panel beater, all of these type of role that related to building the construction sites, very, very high demand right now, right? Especially Canada and Australia, I can tell you, I can talk about. These countries are, building things like a mad, literally, roads and buildings and big condos and apartments and other infrastructure these days. So they need a lot of people. So you understand why the shortage is there. And then you have this part probably it's not white collar, but it's like a consultancy type of roles. Two roles I want to mention. One is a cloud architect, and revenue strategist. Cloud architect and revenue strategist. So companies are now looking for somebody because a lot more people are actually working from home. Those old days that you used to have a big office and then you used to have one room or one part of your office, a mad server sitting there, right? So because those days are over now, people are working from home, companies are now looking for how to cut down the space. So now they're thinking, I need somebody who can make this server, the physical server, redundant and help me to transform into the cloud computing, the cloud server ecosystem. So people are looking for that. Maybe not as a full-time basis, but maybe somebody who can come and work for 8 months, 12 months, 24 months, 2 years time, 3 years time, come in on board, understand the feasibility, understand what can be done, doing the costing, the whole project, manage the whole project, and literally then redundant that, that physical server, make everything cloud. The company can then say, see you later, bye bye. The office space is gone, and it's got a lot of cost savings, and they can still be mobile and still can be fluid. So that's one. And second of all is revenue strategist. So companies now looking for new ways of making money, literally, right? New ways of making money. So they want people to come on board, understand their business, and also then advise them how to increase the revenue streams right now. Okay, so if a company already has 3 or 4 revenue streams, they want their strategists to come on board and help them to expand that to 8, 10, 15, however many possible revenue streams that person can advise and feasible for the company. So that probably be not a white collar job, not a blue collar job. Obviously, this is like a consultation basis, consultancy type of role. And then I want to mention, which is pretty obvious, as you can understand, especially companies now looking for the people who can work in the hospitality sector in an hourly basis, literally, right? In the hotel, in the restaurant, in the cafeteria, even though things are not open properly. But I can tell you, every time I go outside and I, go pass by a cafe, coffee shop, restaurant, fast food shop, everybody's looking for people, literally. Every single, even you call it KFC, McDonald's, Starbucks, and other chains that, you might or might not heard about. Everywhere I go, I see we are hiring, we need people, even a juice shop, literally a juice shop. I see people lining up significantly, and I see a little ad there, they're saying that we need people, right? In any capacity is possible. So those because why? Now, what's the reason? Why suddenly there's a huge jump in there? Because people are now moving from the city to other places. People are moving their industry, right? Because of this pandemic, people are now thinking, you know what, I'm not going to be working in the hospitality industry anymore because it's very risky, it's uncertain. I still need to be in the cafe, I still need to be in the restaurant, and I'm going to be facing people. So, various different factors working in here. So people are literally leaving the industry. Therefore, you still need to have the cafe, you still need to have the restaurant, you still need to have, hotel and accommodation services and all of these things. Where you get the people? Companies are looking for people. Stores are looking for the people. The shops are looking for the people, right? So that's another piece. I think it's going to be going for at least for quite a long time, unless things get settled down and everybody has all the people within their capacity. So again, this is a very quick thing. I just wanted to mention to you guys, these are not trendy or these are the only jobs that people are looking for. There will be still some roles that you guys can understand. I don't want to mention them, like registered nurse, doctors, physicians, technicians in the hospital. Those roles would be high demand anyway. You all know, I don't have to mention that. So I just wanted to mention things are beside the healthcare sectors. So just to give you guys a bit of insight of what's happening in the landscape. Does that mean, again, disclaimer, does that mean that other roles, like if you work in the mining sector, if you work in whatever other sector you're working, does it mean that those roles will be gone? Of course not. The roles are there. These are the ones in my mind would have a pretty good focus, at least for next 1 year or 2 years, right? So in the end, I just want to mention that no matter how much I say things and how much you guys read on the online or you guys hear from other YouTube channels, YouTube videos and other things, it's all about you. It's all about you. You know yourself better. I have another channel. In that channel, I think I made one video. It's a very new channel. I made one video. It's called Growth Mindset. It's about you understand yourself, and then you can develop yourself in a better way so that you can, as I mentioned in the beginning, you need to be above and beyond these days to be able to overcome those challenges, able to get those opportunities, right? So everything's actually in your court. How you present yourself, how you portray yourself, how you apply, how you go through the whole journey, how you can position yourself to those companies to get those jobs. Even if it's a business itself, it's about you. So I'm gonna put a link down in the description of that particular video in my other channel. So if you guys want, you guys can watch that. Otherwise, that's it for now. It's a very random videos. My videos are very casual, relaxing. I try to give some value back to you guys. So watch it, and if you guys have any other questions, drop a line in the comment section. If you want to share this with somebody else, please feel free to do that. Whoever can be benefited, that's what it is. I want you guys to do your own due diligence, own research on, and you guys know yourself better than anybody else, so work on that. I'll see you guys in the next video, and till then, stay safe, and thank you for watching.